Hi, John. Welcome to Valentine special.
Thank you.
Okay, tell me, really, do you believe in Valentine's Day?
I believe that every day is Valentine's Day. And I think it is a very special day to make not only your girlfriend or your wife or your fiancé special, but also make your mother, your sister, and people around you feel very special.
Right. Do you believe in love at first sight? Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, I do believe in love at first sight, Yeah.
Has it ever happened to you in the past?
It's beautiful, it's happened to me.
Yeah.
It's lovely. And I think it's nice to romanticize about things that are beautiful. You know, that's what makes the world go round.
Absolutely.
You know?
But is John Abraham a romantic at heart?
John Abraham wants to believe he's a romantic at heart, but he's been told he's very practical at heart.
Really?
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah. But do your girlfriends ever complain like you didn't do this for us or that for us? Are you typically romantic?
See, no one ever complains because, you know, my not doing things is not mine being ignorant.
Yeah.
But it's just that I choose to live life in a very different way. And I'm very practical about life. And that's how I live my life, very simply. Yeah.
You know, John, your next film, I, Me or Main, is about relationships, right?
True.
Do you think the concept of relationships has changed in today's time, in this generation? Absolutely. You know, where you make up over SMS or in a chat room, you know, it's very different from the way it used to be.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I think women have become more liberal. Women are more independent. Women have a say. And I think that actually balances the equation out very equally. And I think that's important. So women have the option of telling their man to get out of the house, which is what happens in I, Me or Main if you see the trailer.
Yeah.
And I think that makes women also more powerful, more attractive. And that's what I love about women. The fact that they're out there, men aren't allowed to be as chauvinistic as they used to be. And I think that's beautiful today.
But a lot of adults perceive this as very frivolous. They think the approach towards love is very frivolous nowadays.
Well, I don't...
Love and lust, where does lust begin? Where does love stop? You know, all of that.
Okay.
Where do you draw the lines?
To answer a question, my parents have been married for 40 years. Okay? If I have to say, would I see that again in today's generation? Remotely possible. I'd love to believe that it can happen, but that kind of love doesn't exist today. They were conditioned into being in love and staying in love for so long. And I think times have changed. And like you said, with technology, with Twitter, I've had a friend who's got married to a girl over a chat.
Wow.
You know,
So it happened, huh?
So it's happened. Are they happily married? Yes, they're happily married. So sometimes things go right.
Yeah.
Love marriages, do they always work? No. They fail. Sometimes they fail. So I think there is no generalization of anything. I would want to believe that every relationship that all our viewers are having out there would last. They'd be happily married, have children, have a great life ahead. But if you're asking me the reality of things, I think there are too many extraneous outside factors that make things change.
Yeah. Also, the pressures nowadays are very different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, work has taken over.
Yeah.
So men don't like it if women are more powerful.
Yeah.
You know, that causes a rift in the relationship. Women have got too busy. Men are too busy to spend time with their family. So I think I wouldn't really point a finger at a man or a woman, but I'd just say times have changed and we're living in a different world today. So let's try and make do with this world and see how best we can make a relationship work in this world.
Yeah. And it also reflects in today's cinema. You know, the real passionate love stories of Yash Chopra. We don't see that kind of movies anymore.
Right. You don't see those kind of things anymore, and that's what I loved about Jab Tak Hai Jaan. You know, if I have to quote in a film, I started romanticizing about the film after a point of time in my head. Because I wanted the romance to stay. And that happens in certain films. I, Me or Main is a very coming-of-age film. It's a today's film.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that anybody who goes and watches it would say, hey, this is happening in my life today.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the youth today want to see what's happening in their lives being put up on
The real
screen.
part of it,
The real part of it. And I, Me or Main has done that exactly in a very entertaining way. So, well, face it, you know, Ishan, my character, has a girl, has a girlfriend, gets thrown out of the house, meets another girl. So he's all over the place with his women in his life.
Yeah. And also in the movie, you have a live-in relationship with Chitrangada. Do you really believe in that in real life? Do you recommend that for the youth today?
I think whether I recommend it or no, it's inevitable. It's bound to happen and it's happening. So there's no question of it's like saying, do I recommend being vegetarian to the youth? You know, if they're eating non-vegetarian food, it's a matter of choice. And I think you should follow what your heart tells you to. I am not a moral guideline and saying, oh, I am an actor so I can recommend things.
Right.
I've probably not done everything right in my life myself, you know. So I think each one of us has a way of living our lives. I just say that whatever you do, lead your life responsibly. I have not been very responsible. I've been irresponsible most of the times. And I've made many mistakes and I've suffered.
Yeah.
But I think that's how you learn. And that's how it shows on your face. You know, experience always shows.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying the fact that it's showing and I'm battling the fact that I'm surviving.
You know, our viewers would love to know, John, about John Abraham's first date. Back in school or back in college, what was it like?
Yeah. My first date was on the terrace of my coaching classes. And I liked a girl from the classes and I met her on the terrace. And I was so nervous that while talking to her, I broke the drain pipe on the terrace. So I kept the drain pipe back on, I balanced it and I came back down. And after that, what happened was crazy because one of our professors had blood pressure and the drain pipe fell through the glass. And
it became dramatic.
It became dramatic by the end of it and I was pulled out of the class and all. But that was my first date. It was on a terrace of my coaching classes.
So sweet.
Yeah.
Was there any date that totally went wrong?
I must say, my first date, I never touched the girl, kissed the girl, held her hand, nothing. And that was my first date. And I think there was an innocence about that.
So did she really like you for that?
I think that's the way life was then. I think it's different now, right, Madhurita?
Yeah.
Now things are...
Like nothing's happened so far. It's like, you know, you moved a little sooner than that.
Yeah, but that was my first date. It was very, very different. Yeah. I guess if I'm a father to a daughter...
That's the way you'd want it.
I'd probably, I mean, if my daughter was in the car with some guy, I'd be waiting outside the car and say...
Oh my, that protective.
Come out.
Come on.
Joking, guys.
Yeah. But has there been any date that's gone wrong? Like you had a perfect plan and it all went kaput?
Yeah. There's one date when I was just out of school and I took this girl for ice cream.
Your dates are so sweet, terrace, ice cream.
Yeah. And the guy said, would you like this topping, sir, that topping? I said, yes. I got excited. And the bill came to so much and I had only 400 rupees in my pocket. And it all went in ice cream and I had no money to go home by rickshaw. So I guess my dates have gone wrong and bad.
Any pickup line that didn't work?
No, I've never given a pickup line because it would never work with me. Like, I don't know how to give a pickup line.
With a straight face, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But have you said a very nice romantic line to a girl and she said, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I have. And I've said it because I meant it. And I said if we get married and I have a child, the daughter will look just like you. But I genuinely meant it.
And what was the reaction?
You're a psycho, man. You're really a psycho. Yeah.
You know, there's one thing that most guys fear, you know, when women say, okay, let's talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me, how do you react to that?
I think it has to be a clear coherence in your mind at that point of time. When you're ready to talk, you're like, if the woman says, let's talk, saying, yes, I was waiting for this time, let's talk. But in a situation when you're not ready, it's the most devastating thing that can hit a man. It's like a tsunami.
Oh God, that bad?
Yeah, it is. But today, even a man, if he tells a woman, let's talk, sometimes a woman is so independent today.
Yeah.
You know, women are the new men, let me tell you.
Wow.
They're like awesome rock stars.
So are you like the very chivalrous kinds? Or you believe like an equality where a woman also pays and it's all cool?
About payment, I don't know, but I think it's important for a woman to handle herself.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't cajole and pamper and hold on.
Not those kinds?
No, but I let them be because I think women need to be strong. I have a full women's team working with me.
Yeah.
And I give them enough responsibility so that they can handle themselves. I don't think I have to be worried about their well-being because they're smart enough, big enough, and they're women.
Yeah.
And women are smarter than men in that department. They know how to handle themselves.
Yeah. You know, most women have this complaint that, you know, guys are okay when you're dating and going on for drives. It's different when they're boyfriends, different when you're living in, and then they become husbands. So you must have a lot of married friends. What do they say?
I mean, if you ask a married guy, like, are you married? And he says, no, I'm happy. So it's, are you either married or happy? That's what they say. But I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that today men are very excited about getting married and settling down. And so are women, or have always been excited. But I think women are far more independent today. If if the women in my time who wanted to get married at 24, today the same women want to get married at 30.
Yeah,
and I really appreciate that. You know, just stay fit and you can marry and have a child and everything's going to be fine. You know, culturally we give up.
Absolutely, yeah.
A woman says,
that's
after 30 I can't have a kid. Who told you you can't?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can have a kid at 40, at 45. It's absolutely cool.
Just like it's in the movie, you know, does it also come from the fact that, you know, men always stay boys?
I think all men, like I say, a man is a man-child. You know, a man's always going to be immature. He's always going to be a little selfish, but he's going to be lovable. Men are very linear in their thought process.
Are you the kind of guy who keeps a picture of your fiancée in your wallet?
I keep no pictures.
You don't?
I keep no pictures, not even of myself. My house also doesn't have any pictures of anybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Of yourself?
But it's so tiring looking at yourself.
All the time.
Yeah.
I have to ask you this, John. What's the perfect romantic setting for you? For you and your fiancée, your girlfriend, watching a John Abraham film, going for a bike ride with John, or working out with John?
I think a bike ride is very...
I thought as much.
Yeah, I think it's the coolest thing because for me, riding a bike is like walking or running. You know, I can just do it blindly.
Yeah.
And I love motorcycles. So it's a part of my DNA. So coming on a bike ride with me is the most beautiful thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ever been on a blind date? In your younger days?
As in the dark when you don't know what's happening, or a blind date?
Either ways.
No, blind date, never been on a blind date. No.
Yeah. John, you know, you've been very protective of your current relationship, which is very unlike the John that we've known. Why? Why the change?
Well, I think I am very fiercely protective about it because I'm so protective about it that I don't know whether anybody would know what happens next in my relationship, because I choose to keep it that way. And my partner is a very private person, and she chooses not to be in the media eye. And I think a lot of people around me also respect the fact that she's like that, because anybody in her place would probably want to be out there.
Yeah.
And the fact that she chooses not to be so, I think is very special. And there's a lot of respect I have for her for the choices she's made, and I'd like to maintain that.
How does she handle all the attention you get? I mean, she's from the filmy background, so isn't it tough for her?
She's very mature about it, absolutely mature. And she's probably the most mature person I've met, and I think that's awesome.
So John Abraham ever miss being single?
We always miss being single at times, you know?
Deep down in our heart, we all...
Yeah, we all have that feeling. But I think, let me put it this way, Madhurita. When you're in a good relationship, you don't miss being single. When you're in a bad relationship, you miss being single. So happy Valentine's Day. For all you guys who are in a bad relationship, all the best.
Thank you, John. Thanks for being our guest on Valentine's Day.
Thank you.